Let's begin today's session. Our today's lecture focuses on foundations of curriculum, particularly the psychological foundation of curriculum. In this lecture, we will discuss how learners' need, abilities, and learning processes influence curriculum development. I hope you will find this lecture useful and informative. Learning objectives. This means at the end of this lecture, learners will be able to define foundations of curriculum, explain the concept of psychological foundation, describe the role of psychological foundation, identify principles for organizing curriculum content, explain the importance of individual differences, and you will be able to recognize different assessment techniques. Foundations of curriculum. Foundations of curriculum refers to the basic sources or basis on which a curriculum is planned, developed, implemented and evaluated. In simple words, the foundations of curriculum are the art of the curriculum development process. They guide us setting objectives, selecting content, choosing teaching methods and planning evaluation techniques. Foundations of curriculum. Key foundations of curriculum. There are several foundations of curriculum such as philosophical foundation, psychological foundation, sociological foundation, historical foundation, technological foundation and scientific foundation. Just like a building needs a strong foundation to stand firmly, likewise, a curriculum also needs clear and strong foundations to work effectively and achieve educational goals. Now let's begin with the psychological foundation of curriculum and understand its role in curriculum development. The psychological foundation of curriculum focuses on learners, their needs, abilities, interests, individual differences and development. The psychological foundation performs several important roles in curriculum development. Let's discuss each one by one. The first one is learners' characteristics. This means the psychological foundation considers learners' characteristics such as learner needs, learners' abilities, learners' interest. And understanding these characteristics help teachers design suitable learning experiences for students. The second one is learning objectives. Psychological foundation helps in setting realistic and achievable learning objectives. And these objectives support learners' development in three domains, such as cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. According to psychological foundation, objectives are set based on Bloom's taxonomy. Next comes content selection and organization. This means psychological foundation also helps teachers decide what to teach and when to teach according to students' mental level and understanding. This means content should be organized according to the following principles. For example, simple to complex. This means students learn easy concept first and gradually moves towards more difficult concept. For example, students first learn alphabets and simple words, then sentences and later on paragraphs and essay writing. Known to unknown. This means teaching begins from what students already know. For example, students first learn nouns, then pronouns and later adjectives. Concrete to abstract. This means students first learn things that can be seen or touched, then move towards ideas and concepts. For example, students first learn concrete nouns such as book, pen and chair. Later learn abstract nouns such as honesty, freedom and kindness. Address individual differences. This means students are not the same. They have different learning speeds, abilities and learning styles. So the psychological foundation helps teachers address these individual differences. Some students learn quickly while others needs more time. For example, fast learners may read silently while slow learners read aloud with teachers' guidance. Learning abilities. This means students may have strengths in speaking, writing, listening or grammar. For example, some students write a paragraph while others explain it orally. Learning styles. Students learn differently. For example, visual learners learn through pictures, auditory learners learn through explanation, and active learners learn through activities. That is why understanding individual differences of students is very necessary. Teaching methods. Psychological foundation also helps teachers select appropriate teaching methods. Teaching methods should match learners' needs, abilities, and learning styles. For example, teachers should select activity-based learning, learner-centered teaching, demonstration method, discussion method that should match learners' needs and learning style. Address assessment techniques. Psychological foundation also guides teachers in choosing appropriate assessment techniques. Some important assessment methods include diagnostic assessment. It identifies learning problems before teaching begins. For example, before teaching 10 says a short quiz help identify common mistakes. Formative assessment. It checks students' understanding during teaching learning process. For example, the teacher checks students' paragraph and give feedback. Next comes performance-based assessment. It evaluates what students can actually do. For example, students give an oral presentation or perform a role play. I hope this is clear. In conclusion, the psychological foundation plays a very important role in curriculum development. It focuses on learners' needs, abilities, interests, and individual differences. It helps teachers set realistic learning objectives, organize curriculum content effectively, select appropriate teaching methods, address individual differences, and use suitable assessment techniques. Therefore, the psychological foundation ensures that the curriculum becomes learner-centered and effective. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below, please. I will address them shortly. This is your assignment. If you found today's lecture useful and helpful, please don't forget to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe to EduSmart Studio. Allah Hafiz and thank you.